Okay, here we are back again on part 3 on our tutorial, and we already did both ear flaps like I did. Now I'm going to attach the blue yarn to make a nice border going around the ear flaps. So I'll make a slip knot. Put your hook through. I like to tighten it on there. Remove it off the hook. That little loop we're going to use. You can start on any corner of your beanie, and I probably start right here and work my way up on the ear flap. So what you're going to do is just put your hook through that stitch and put the other blue yarn, the little loop, on your hook. Pull it through, wrap the yarn around, pull through that loop. And what you're going to do now is we're on the corner of the ear flap, so you want to get that very corner right there where that little hole is at, and bring the yarn through and do a single crochet. Okay. And you want to go through every row on the ear flap. If you look at your ear flap, you're going to see this is 1 row, this is 2 row, 3 row, 4 row, and you're going to see holes in between those. What I like to do is I like to go in between those holes. Don't go all the way down here, then you're going to have stagglers. You want to get the very end, single crochet, and this is the inside of the beanie you're working in, not the outside. Then you're going to go in between the two right here, right in between there, single crochet. Now you see the holes going up, 1, 2, 3, that's like another row. You want to go right in between there, try to get the very end of that, in that same section. Then you're going to go right in between it, and you're just continuing the same thing. Go right, see we're on the next row, you want to go right at the very end right there, where the holes are at. Then right in between that line, then here we are again where you see the little dots. You want to get the very end. Try to make it line up right exactly at the same spot. Then this is the other line right here, and you're just single crocheting all the way up, and you're going in each row pretty much, but it's like on the top of the row instead of going like in the side of the row. So now we're here again on the line at the very end of that. Then here's the little hole part, you see that? I'm getting the very end, not this part, but the very end of that. I'm trying to line it up as much as possible. Now we're on the very top here, and you want to go in every stitch of the 4 stitches that you have there. There's 1. Unless you did 2, then just go in the 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm turning my work around so I can get the other side. And again, you see the row here where we have the holes. You want to get that very end. And then here we are again. Go on the other side, and you're just going in and out of each row. Here's the hole part, so you want to get into this line right here, get the very end of it. Lay down those loose ends so you can crochet right over them. Here's the holes, you want to go right into there. Then right in between this line right here. There's the holes, you want to get right in there. Then you're going to go right into between those lines. get the very end. Then here we are in the whole part again, get the very end of it. Then you're going in between it. Then you want, here's the whole part again, the very end of it. Then there's the line. Then here's the whole part again. Then the line. And now we're back at our beginning of our beanie. You want to go into this stitch where we start our ear flap and the rim of the beanie. So go right in there and do a single crochet. Now you're going to single crochet all the way across to the other side of the ear flap, going in each stitch doing a single crochet. Or you can do half double crochets too. I forgot to tell you, if you want a bigger rim, you can do a half double crochet. But I'm doing single. Make sure you go both stitches, both loops on the stitch. Okay, we're back at the other ear flap. And again, go in between that last stitch where the ear flap and the beanie ends. We're in the corner there. And now we're going to go in every stitch going up. So we're going to start with the side right here where the holes are at. Then you want to go in between that line. Then here's the part where they got the little, looks like little holes in it. Get the very end of that. Here's the line part, get the very end. And you're just lining up with those and getting the very last stitch on that, see? So you make sure you're in between every row. Okay, now we're back on the top here, and you want to go in all 4 stitches, or if you did 2, go in the first 2 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work around. Time to work on the other side. Lay down that loose end. Go in your first row, which is right here. Then move along to the next one, and you're going in those rows. So you look for the row right here, go in the very end of that and put your single crochet. Here's the next one where the holes are at. The next one, you see these little lines where you count your rows, you're going into that. And I like to use my hook as a guideline and work my way up. Once you see the row, move all the way up to the end and put your stitch in. Here's the next row. The next one. Next one. Now we're at the very end here. Get that corner stitch that's attached to the ear flap and the beanie, the head of the beanie, and then you want to just single crochet all the way across. In each individual stitch, make sure you lay down your loose ends so you can crochet right over them. If you have difficulty doing that, you can just always sew them in and just single crochet across. And now we're back at the end here. Single crochet into the last stitch and then slip stitch in the next. And then you want to fasten off. And bring the yarn all the way through that loop. Pull tight. Get your threading needle and sew it in. And what I like to do is, see these stitches right here? I like to go right in between there, just like if we were to crochet it in there, and just put it through. And that's good enough for me. Cut the rest of it. I've got a couple of loose ends sticking out. I want to cut the rest of them off. There we go. First I'll cut my yarn for fluffiness. And there it is, nice and neat. It's all cleaned up. You can leave it like this, or you can add tassels, which I'll show you how to do. I'm going to use the different colors for the tassels. And what you want is about 24 inches long, pretty much a yard of string. And you want 4 of each color, or if you're just going to be using one color, you'll need 12 for just one color. But I'm just going to mix match it, so I'm going to use 4 of different colors. So this is about a yard each, and I'm doing the white. And what I like to do is I like to line it up with my other string, so everything can be even, and just pull tight to the other side and just cut it off. So there's 4 of these, and this is only for one side because we have 4 on here. I'm going to put 1 in each one, and like I said, I'm going to be using different colors here. I'm going to use the blue now, and I'm going to just pull tight and line it up. That's 3. That's 4. Now I'm going to use the color black. I'm mixing my colors up because I'm going to even do the mohawk in these same colors. I'm going to mix up the colors on the mohawk. I'm going to add these crazy looking colors. Make them look a little bit crazier. Two. Three. And four. Okay, let's move everything out of the way. Get your end here. And I'm just going to get one color each. One of the whites, one of the yellows, the white, the blue, and the black. And I'm going to line them up as perfect as I can, putting all the ends together. Pull to make sure they're all even. Then you want to put them together at the ends here and make it half. You're going to fold it in half. That very end right there, we're going to hook that in there. So grab your hook and the 4 stitches that we have on the very top here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to go into them and bring these 3 in to that stitch. Open up that loop a little, grab the yarn, feed it through the loop, and pull tight on the loose ends, and it closes all the way up. See that? We're going to do that all the way across in the last 3 stitches. So grab the colors, 3 of each, or if you're going to use one of each, one color, you'll just grab 3 of the blue or white or whatever color you're using. Even them out. Fold it in half, make sure it's kind of even. Don't worry about your loose ends at the end because we can always cut them to make them even if they're a little bit off. Go to the next stitch over, put your hook through, feed through the 3 loose ends, right through there, open up the loop, feed the loose ends through that loop, and pull tight on the other ends. So now we have 2 on there. Here's our last one here. Fold it in half, make sure it's even. Get your hook. Just go in a 3rd one, right next over it. Put your hook through, feed the yarn through the loop, open up that loop, and feed all the yarn through. Hold tight. Now we got 3 of them. Get the last one. Make sure it's even, fold it in half. Get your hook, go on the last one, feed the yarn through, open up that loop, feed the strings through that loop, pull tight. So now you have all 4 on there. So we're going to make a braid. To make a braid, you just want to grab it evenly. You already know that there's going to be 6 on each one. So grab the 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Then you want to grab 3 on this side. Actually, 2 on that middle part and 2 on this part. And that's it. Then you'll just start braiding. To braid, you're going to grab one side, like grab this side, put it through the middle, and the one that was in the middle, feed on that side. Then you're going to go on this side, put this one in the center, and when you do that, bring this one on the outside of that side. So whatever side, you're going to go back and forth. So we're going to go on this side, you bring this one in there, the middle part goes on the outer side. And you're just continuing that across. Feed it through the center, pull the center on the outside of that side. And as you can see, your braid is happening. So I'm going to continue braiding this until I get to somewhat at the end. Getting closer. And I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to grab, you can use any color you like. I'm going to probably use the blue. Cut about 12 inches of yarn. Leave a loose end. What you're going to do is right at the very end of the braid and the loose end, you're going to grab this yarn, hold it tightly with your thumb, and you're going to feed it around the whole braid. And you're going to continue doing that, making it as tight as you can, just feeding it around and around, over and over again. Make sure it's nice and tight. One more time for me. And then I'm going to take the two loose ends, tie them nice and tight, make a knot. And what I like to do is I like to take my needle, thread one of the loose ends, go on the very top of where we did the little round and round and round we go, and pull that right through there, just like so. Now it looks like it's with that one instead of sticking out and looking all lopsided. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, and it secures the knot as well. And feed it right through there, from the top to the bottom, just like so. Then we have our loose ends here, and what I like to do is just take my hands, go all the way down to what I think is like a good part, and just cut it like you cut hair. Recycle those loose ends. You can always go good for the snout, unless you're going to use polyester fill. I like to recycle. And there is your tassel. Do the same thing to the other side, and stay tuned for part 4 on our tutorial, and we'll start doing the ears and the face.